Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you the benefits of having your own website so that you can generate leads directly to your business without having to buy them or share them with anybody else. And we'll take a look at some of the top sites on what they're getting for search volume and traffic, along with the amount of leads that they're getting, and some tips on what you can do to set up your website so that way you can properly rank above your competition. So what I've done is just a few different searches for home remodeling, bathroom remodel, and then flooring, all in Jacksonville. And I've just taken the top companies from each, and I've put all their websites into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls their site that it uses to determine their position in search results, as well as rating their strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. As you can see, these numbers vary depending on the type of business that they're in and who they're competing with. But let me just go through what these numbers mean and what they mean for you when you're trying to build up your website. So when Google is determining in what order to rank a website for search results, it uses two different factors. The first is called the trust or the authority. Now this is basically a popularity contest because this authority is gained when other domains or websites refer back to yours and then they create a link. And this acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So just to give a quick example, if say the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 best bath remodelers in the Jacksonville area, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that's considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, there's a lot of different types of websites that you can link back to, including blogs, editorials, guest posts, press releases. However, one strong and very important type is called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory, like we have here Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Better Business Bureau. These directories usually have a free option. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So looking at some of these top sites, you can see how many different websites they have linking back to theirs, and that's creating enough authority and trust in the eyes of Google to rank them in first. So with your website, you would have to get more trust or more authority built in order to outrank your competition. But just something to note here is it's not just a sheer matter of quantity of these numbers, it's also quality that counts. So certain websites are more spammy than others, especially ones that are outside the United States. So we need to find websites that are highly authoritative and trustworthy, but also relative to the services you offer. So something to do with remodeling or construction or something in that same field. That way it passes the authority and trust through the link onto your website. Now, the second factor for ranking a site is the content on the page. This is something you're definitely going to want to pay very close attention to when building a website, because a lot of people end up building a website so that way the consumer looks at it and it looks good for them. But you really need to keep in mind the search engine or Google when you're building the site so it can properly see it. So we just take a look at here at one of the first competitors here for home remodeling. These are all the words and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on this company's website, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where it pays to do a little bit of research both in your market and with some of your competitors. Find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services that you offer in the areas you offer them in, and make sure those are being included on your site and being picked up by Google. So for instance, let's just say home remodel Jackson, Florida. That's being searched 200 times per month. So if your website was on the top of the page, you 200 people would be searching home remodel in Jacksonville and they'd be seeing your website. Now, we're very conservative and Google Analytics estimates that about 10% of total search volume gets converted into a lead for the business. So whether they're giving you a call or doing an email form submit through your website, it's a potential of 20 new leads to your business every month. Now, depending on the conversion rate and close percentage for your particular business, and then obviously the profit margin varies from job to job, but you can see just how the sheer number of leads coming in every month can definitely add up to some revenue at the end of the year, and that's just off of one keyword phrase. So we repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords, making sure that those are also properly displayed and ranked on your website. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look here at our competitor, one thing to keep in mind is that Most people nowadays are using a mobile device to search, so we want to make sure that the website is mobile optimized. So any kind of phone number, you want to make sure it's what we call click to call. It automatically puts the number into their phone. Same thing with any kind of email. This one is not. You want to have the email, same thing. It clicks it and just puts it right into their Gmail or whatever they're using for an email server. It's smart to have a header with all the information that you can possibly need. But one thing that you really want to pay attention to is the actual amount of content on the page. So the reason being is Google doesn't care what the layout looks like. It doesn't care about pictures, if the heading, anything like that. It's just going to come in and count all the words and text on the page. Now it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you. Now, while it's counting all the words, it's also searching for those keywords. So any services that you offer, and then all the areas. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one keyword for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more services or locations or keywords in general that you want to be found for in search means the more content that has to be added to the page. Additionally, if you are trying to rank for a specific keyword, say commercial contracting, the 150 words supporting that keyword have to be relative and talking about that keyword. So you'd have to have 150 words talking about commercial contracting. Same thing if you wanted to do remodeling or painting or bathroom remodeling, you need to have 150 words talking about and describing that individual keyword that's relevant to it in order for Google to pick up and qualify the keyword itself. Now, how this looks in search results, anytime somebody does a search, the first thing that's going to come up is what's called the Google Map Pack. That's a pretty important area to try to get into because a lot of traffic comes to these top 3 sites since they're at the top of the page. So to be listed in here is free. You just need to fill out your Google Business profile, which is part of your Maps app. It can be run right from a smartphone. And then you want to optimize that listing to try to gain some traction and get it closer to the top. So to do so, you want to fill out as much information as possible, including all the services you offer, the area, even your hours of operation. Then you're allowed 750 characters for your business description. You want to use all that, add some keywords in there as well. Then you want to take photos that are geolocated and tagged from within your service area, as well as uploading posts to the profile on a regular basis. Google really rewards activity in your Google business profile. Then you want to collect as many reviews and get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. So then underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list it's going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites is going to help you climb and outrank the competition. Then once your website is ranked, you'll be getting all that traffic and all those leads coming directly to your business, regardless of how many people click it. It's never going to disappear. There's no ad spend. It is there once it's ranked. All you have to do is make sure that it continues to stay ranked by keeping up all those backlinks, and you'll be getting all those leads coming straight to you. So I hope this information is helpful, and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence through your own website that you're building equity in, and it's yours to own, unlike some of these other things like pay-per-clicks or paying per lead that once you stop, you lose all your online traction. But please feel free to reach out if you want to get any more information, if you have any questions, and you'd like to go into any further detail. We could talk about some of your goals, specifically maybe some certain services and certain areas you want to try to get some traction in, and then we could do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate at least getting some feedback just to find out if information like this was useful for you. So please let me know what you thought. I appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you.